Yoga to me is really about a healing process. And the healing takes place at various levels. The entry point is always about physical. It's always about how we are trying to first achieve a transformation at the physical level. And by changing the physical body, both in terms of the muscular and the skeleton structure, we are also in a way changing the internal dynamics. So the entry point is in the physical body. That is what we are trying to heal. That is first the intervention, I would say, that we are trying to create changes on. Then we move on to talk more at the energetic level, which is more about this circulation of energy, and again, circulation of energy at a more physical level, more in terms of the body fluid circulation. And then once we are able to work into the energetic pattern, then there will be a more subtle change. Yogis like to call it the subtle body. And the subtle body is actually a dimension that is closely related to the mind. It is sort of the interval or the intermediate body between the physical dimension as well as the mental dimension. So it is, if I like to apply a Chinese medicine way of looking at it, I call this the Qi body. So the Qi body is this body trying to come into in between the physical as well as the mental, and it becomes that transportation layer, and it also becomes the gateway for us to really access into the mental dimension. So the first thing that we're trying to actually work on in terms of the energy body is to increase the dynamics of its flow. That means, how can we create a more dynamic flow that is more powerful? Then in order to do that, we have to apply cleansing techniques to it. So there is also a lot of the yogis call kriyas, that we are trying to apply to create cleansing to the energetic bodies. Then, having done so, you are then, creating a more subtle dynamics changes into the mental aspect. So when the energetic body becomes cleaner, so to speak, the mind automatically becomes clear. And when that happens, it is easier for someone to actually sit in meditation, for example, with greater ease. And meditation becomes an effortless type of mental exercise, you can say. Eventually, all yoga works towards trying to get someone to sit comfortably. How can we help or enable someone to eventually go into the practice of meditation? But we are always looking more at an entry point at a physical dimension, then moving into a more energetic dimension, and eventually moving into the mental space. So this is a process I would sort of prescribe in my teaching. Namaste. My name is Victor Cheng. I'd like to welcome you to my 100-hour Yin Yoga Teachers Training Program in Singapore. Yin Yoga is a form of yoga that's looking at releasing of fascious tension in the body. By practicing Yin Yoga, you actually become more flexible. You increase the range of motion of each joint, and also it has an application on the meridians of the body. If you would like to know more about the principles of Yin Yoga and how to effectively teach it to others, I invite you to join me in this training. Namaste.